everyone. Good morning. We're in on the countdown to the celebration of Cebu Normal University Foundation Day come June 27. And we are giving it a kickoff. There had been a series of activities during the week, and this is one of the highlights that we take pride of, in that it's the first time ever that those who are out there in the international places, I should say, are making themselves available. And thanks to the gift of interconnectivity. CNU is 118 years old, and the celebration of Foundation Day to actually, but the existence of it started 1902. Despite this pandemic, it's not in the university lives on the theme living and staying normal. Say the conversion of university status is the hug of the great men and women of the past who labored for its granting. While the academics stood as prime movers, there were also those pinned from among legislators. Other than the honorable that time, the labor took off from the efforts of the university president, and that was during the incumbency of Dr. Hedy B. Limosnero. Again, the glorious time dates back to June 27, 1998, when finally our charter was passed before Congress, and that is Republic Act number 8688, granting us that university status and personality as a corporate individual, I should say. Witnessing that momentous event were some members of the academe who have gone out quite far to steer the Philippine economy. They have decided to pursue higher intentions, not just for the school, but it's for the country. And I should say, attending to themselves is actually in the priority in the last order. I'd like to say that Cebu Normal University today has taken giant leaps and great strides, and the presence of our very supportive president, I should say Dr. Filomena Dayagbil, and her team of key officials, everything has been made possible. So I'd like to greet one and all a happy Foundation Day celebration and warm felicitations. Thank you.
So, good morning, Cebu, right, Sir Raul?
Salutations and welcome, CNU family. Good morning, Cebu.
That's right. Good morning, Cebu Normal University. We say hello to our academic staff, members of our faculty, our students, the administrative personnel, our beloved president, Dr. Dayagbil, our admin heads of office, deans of colleges, and all constituents of our beloved alma mater. Happy founding anniversary. It was only 8 years ago, I remember, when I was there, and we celebrated the 100th year festivities of the university, and we turned 100 years old. I can't believe it's 118 years old now. So we started out with CNU's story of good to great, right, Sir Raul?
You're right, Dr. Nala Mamtats. Today we are taking part in the 118th founding anniversary of Cebu Normal University. This activity is our first of its kind family interaction, participated in by former faculty members of the university who left the institution since the early 2000s. This sharing is rather informal and revolves around the very timely overarching theme: thriving, leading, and serving in the new normal. Mm-hmm. Hi everyone in the CNU
family. Hi everyone. I'm also Marita Omega Nalam, but everybody calls me Tats. So I invite you to call me Tats. I am right now in Winnipeg, Manitoba, Canada.
And
Hi, everyone.
This is Raul Alves Rosel from Bronx, New York.
Uh-huh.
Hi, everyone.
Yes. So I think we should start right away, Sir Raul.
I hope everybody is well, healthy, strong, and mindful in the midst of this global crisis. Our participants today come from all over.
Yes, that is correct. Yes, that is true. And through this platform and technology we call Zoom video conferencing, we are able to reconnect, to share our experiences offshore, and of course optimize participation from past colleges and colleagues at CNU. So hey everyone, say hi to your fellow CNUan. Who would like to start, everybody?
Everyone, wave your hands.
Hello.
Hello,
And
may
please-
Hi.
Pasok po. Sinyo, may buntag.
Ang buntag,
Hello.
mga taga CNU.
So,
Go, Marlene.
I would like to start with Mom to my right. Please introduce yourself and your work location.
Mhm.
We did our part.
You can unmute yourself and then introduce yourself.
Start with Nancy.
Hi, good morning. I'm Nancy Villanueva from Maryland, USA.
Mom Elena.
Hi, good morning. I'm Elena Tabasa Dumangas, and I'm working here at Cheonan, South Korea.
Sir Nixon.
Hello, good morning. This is Nixon Go from Walnut Creek, California, San Francisco Bay Area.
Mom Libeth.
Hi everyone, I'm Maria Lilibeth Abakita, now Pamalias from Australia.
Wow.
Sir Rico.
Hello, everyone. Good to see you all. Rico Paha from Maryland, USA.
Arlene Villaluna Bachanella in Baltimore, Maryland.
Hello guys, this is Ernest Yu from Bowie, Maryland, USA.
Hi, good morning everyone. I'm Fides Ibanez. I'm here in Upper Marlboro, Maryland, USA.
Hi, good evening. This is Amelianita, but you can call me Amay Hugasan from Maryland, USA.
Hello, everyone. My butag. I'm Patrocinio Malazarte Jr. Right now, I'm working here in Prince George's County Public Schools here in Maryland.
Good morning, everyone. Now, this is Gil Baguio, but now they call me here Gil.
Oh.
Okay, but I spelled my name Gil. Okay, so
All right.
I'm connected right now at Baltimore City. Specifically, this is Baltimore City public school system, but I'm specifically working with the juvenile offenders. So I'm working with Baltimore City Detention Center, and I'm right now in Maryland, USA.
Thank you everyone for introducing yourselves. Now back to the main event. During this family interaction and exchange of experiences and ideas, we will focus on two questions. Question number one, what do you remember most about Cebu Normal University? And question number two, what makes you thrive, lead, and serve during this new normal? Right, Montas?
Yes, that's correct. And before we begin, in this meeting, I know that we anticipate an awesome conversation, right? That will resemble a very warm gathering like we always used to have when we were at CNU. And because we wanted this to be just as casually warm as possible, so feel free to just butt in when you need to, or if you have anything to say, right? We don't want to be very structured. We want to be quite formal, right, Sir Raul?
Exactly.
Yes, so we right? Each one has 1 to 2 minutes. Okay, go, Sir Raul.
Okay, so we'll start with question number one, and I'd like the same order as we did a while ago. So
That's
first
correct.
question, what do you remember most about CNU? Anybody would like to start? Would the host start first?
Okay, let me start. Good morning again. Basically, memories of Cebu Normal University will always bring happy thoughts to me. Wala nang Bisaya, no? Mas dali.
Oh, it's not good.
What I can think of is Lansang di Cebu. You know that? Lansang di Cebu, okay, kana lagong buwad nga bulinaw.
Ay, sige no.
I started with the high school department, and way back then we had a principal, Dr. Lapa, and then Attorney Lumapas, and always a part of our week is mag-lunch meet together, kaming faculty sa high school, and naagi na siyang Lansang di Cebu, Utang Bisaya for our lunch. So basic, ang point din na is, do nagi time bitaw for us to come together, share our camaraderie, friendship, talk about anything beside work, then mga tawa, and that's how our friendship started and grew. So muna nga from high school department, when I was transferred to college, the same thing happened. Naagya po na ang cohesiveness. If I remember one time, we had this activity, university-wide, and ang theme was Unity in Diversity. I think that was an intramurals theme. So, lain-lain tag perspective, lain-lain ta og ideas, but still, we all come together and work in order to achieve our goal. And I believe that made us succeed during that time when we were working for our evaluations, katong mga, accreditation, yes, that's the word. What else? Katong para sa universityhood and all other stuff that we really need to work for. Because documentation, especially collecting all those data, evidences, dili gyud lalim, especially if you have to stay, late in the evening, bisag walay service credit, basta lang mahuman ang trabaho. So that's really one thing that I would never forget about Cebu Normal University, which in the end helped me mold myself to become prepared for the situation, challenges nga karon challenging our workplace is in diri sa US. Okay, so
thank you, Ma'am Marlene. That is true. Yeah, ako, I miss everything about CNU, if I may say so. No, I have seen how CNU evolved structure-wise and community-wise. I remember when I was in elementary, the McClintock Hall now, that used to be our elementary building. We used to run in those halls from one room, from Ma'am Tago to Ma'am Chua's room, right? And then we had a mini forest, I remember at one time, where our ASA building now stands. We also had a swimming pool, I remember, where our CTE building now is standing. So personally, CNU is the only school I consider my alma mater. It's my second home. I started out as a pupil in CNU, and then I became a high school student there, which is why I was very happy when I got the chance to become part of the faculty, which is a way for me to give back to how CNU has shaped and molded me as a professional. So, and of course, I also am an alumni of the graduate school, right? So I think there is no other school for me that is like home and alma mater. That's only just CNU. Yeah. Anyone else feel the same way? Feel free, guys. Yeah. Thank you, Miss Amai, for the thumbs up. Yeah.
Cool. All right, I think I can share.
Go ahead.
I will always remember, I will not forget the old normal, right? The great mentors that we have had to go through, such as Dr. Lopez, Dr. Soledad, Dr. Me, and all those great mentors. I am personally so happy and so thankful to at least have them part of my experience, and I am here because of them. The disciplining to achieve something that we thought we could not, but because of their inspiration, we're here and we're able to be part of some people as an inspiration to them also. Yun lang. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Paha. Who's gonna be next?
Who's next? Do I see a hand being raised? Miss Amai. Go ahead, Miss Amai. Oh, it's Sir Nixie. Go, Sir Nixie.
Okay. First, I would like probably categorize my memories with CNU into two. Being a student, both high school and college, and after that, a few years of being a faculty member. So as a student, feel privileged getting my education from a very prestigious institution, and it was an honor also being mentored by highly qualified and teachers and professors. As a faculty member, also again a privilege to work together side by side with my former mentors, as well as be able also, just like Ma'am Tat, be able to give back to the students. And particularly, some fun memories probably would be our yearly educational tours, wherein gives us the opportunity to unwind and enjoy friendship and time together outside the institution. That's it. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Next, Sir Pat.
Okay. Unsay akong di mahinumduman sa senyo no, ang malimtan
Di makalimtan.
Di makalimtan sa inyo. All right. I have a lot of good memories in CNU. You know why? Ask me why. Okay, good.
Why?
I entered the year 1998 when CNU was officially declared a university. And I remember very well, I was interviewed by Dr. Lapa and the rest of the union members at that time. And goes me to the classroom. Ang kadaghanan gina kong nindot nga mga memories sa ako yung classroom. We were the first one to initiate the curriculum of Bachelor of Arts, major in Political Science. And it was by the initiative of Dr. Priscilla at the time. Kung siya nga kita na may arts and sciences nga wala mo offer of political science. Bitaw sir ko. So why not create something like that? So at the time, so we volunteered to create a curriculum. So I was so happy, and the most memorable talaga yung di makalimtan. Okay. Ako mga estudyante nga Polsai, first batch. Until now, they keep in touch with me, and they were telling me, Sir Pat, katanang faculty diri sa Cebu Normal, wag yung magtuo nga mo-appeal ka anang larga abroad. Kaya makibaka magkay mi ang Polsai. So nagtuoming ikaw rin yung pagbilin kay makabansa, nationalista tayo. But I told them, you know what? My purpose in going there is to have a first-hand information about how democracy works. And then I'm gonna come back here and tell you what it is all about. So, wow, there's a good justification, sir. But anyway, so ayon ang nakahatag na ko og kanang inspiration gihapon diri pagtulog diri sa US, and I was also thankful to the Lord nga yatagan ko sa ako ang linya gyud. I started here as a special education teacher, but eventually when I got permanent and had all my papers here and got my green card, they allowed me to teach my first lab, US history, US government. Imagine that, huh?
Wow.
Filipino teaching US history, US government. And my students said, what the heck is this? A Filipino teaching us US history? Good for you. So, yun ang nakahatag ako kadasig, no? Ang ako ang experience sa Cebu Normal. So, thankful kay ko nakauban ako kamo mga banggitan nga mga magtutudlo, okay? Sa Cebu Normal, here, Nixon, kamutan okay. And we were together in our faculty association, and that was good experience at the time. That's all. Thank you.
Yes, that's correct.
Thumbs up ni Ma'am Amay. You wanna speak now, Ma'am Amay?
Okay. Ang dili na ko makalimtan, I have a lot of good memories sa Cebu Normal. A lot, because I was also a student at CNU. Ang dili na ko makalimtan as a student is during our student teaching days that we really work as a team. So in the laboratory school, we have to spend long hours to finish everything that we need to do, lesson planning, preparation of visual aids. And because of that, we learned how to cooperate, collaborate, and help one another. So muna siya best na ko memories sa student teaching. As a teacher in the laboratory school, we have very fun memories, right, Ramil? Lots of memories. We have a very good team from the principal to all the teachers, and we are still getting in touch with them. And then as a board secretary, when I moved to the administration, I also have a lot of good sweet memories or memorable events in my CNU life. And because of that, I would say that I was privileged to be able to work with Ma'am Hedy. She was really the person who really had influenced me in terms of how to deal with people, because I was not that kind of person when I started at CNU. And then being able to work with Dr. Lopez, being the Vice President for Academic Affairs at that time, and working with Nixon and Inday and all the other administrative staff who were really very close to the administration at that time. So that's it. Cebu Normal is like a home to me.
Thank you, Dr. Hugasan. Ma'am Lena, ning raise yung hand.
Can I speak now so I can relate with what
Okay.
Amay? Okay, this is Romil again. Like what Amay said, we had fun memories with CNU, and of course, one thing I won't forget is being a pro fellow with Dr. Isak. I had very good memories with Dr. Isak too when we were in Australia, and the fun memories with the lab, the ILS. Every time we meet, we always mention one time when we had the outing and we played like kids. And I can proudly would say, oh, I played with Dr. Dayagbil, the president of CNU. I played with her after the outing, and we were not satisfied. We went to school and played some more, and something very memorable happened. I cannot mention it right here, but Amay knows it, and that's it. Thank
Okay.
Thank you, Sir Romil. We'll now have Ma'am Elena.
Hi, this is Elena, and well, most of my CNU family knows me by my nickname Nana, because I basically grew up in CNU. So kindergarten, elementary, high school, and then I studied at the USJR for college, and then I came back and before I became an instructor at CNU. So basically, all my life, CNU product yun po. So I'm very happy to see na si Ma'am Arlene and Ma'am Isok, who are also my high school teachers. And basically, CNU has really shaped with what I am today. No, so murag tanan jud am today is because of CNU. So I went back to study at CNU, nag-CPE ko, and then it really helped me in because I wasn't an education graduate. So murag yun naka-help nito ang CPE na ako and everything. Murag ang CNU is like a family to me, and like I can relate. You're there, you're working at universities, or lahi lagi ang bonding sa CNU, like ang atong link na to sa CNU, it's deeper than just friendship, right? So muna, ang ako is murag yun ang ako is what I am today is because of CNU.
Yes, that's correct, Len. Yep. I think we haven't heard from Sir Ernie, Dr. Yu.
Yes, can you hear me now?
Yes, we can.
Okay, so what I remember most with my 4-year stay back in Cebu Normal University is with my English department family. So English teachers like Dr. Nalam, that's had good vibes shared with laughters and never-ending conversation. You know, I'm a serious type of a person who wears always a pouting face. But with my coming to CNU, I was a little bit transformed from being quiet and a bit sociable. So I have learned from my co-teachers like Cora, Tats, Marvic, Ma'am Nora, who else? Sir Galion.
Ma'am Meigo Cotano.
Yes, that amidst problems, we have to smile and be happy as if nothing happens. That's the first, because I only stayed for 4 years. But as a student, because I finished my graduate studies both in master's as well as in the doctoral, one thing that I will never forget is Dr. Angel Pisolan, because he was really instrumental to me to finish my doctoral studies, because actually, I never planned to finish my doctoral anymore. But Dr. Priscilla said to me that, balik lang, Ernest, because we don't know, you will use it one of these days. So I remember Dr. Priscilla because our first session with Baltimore City Public School System, we had one session with the HR, and that is to determine our salaries. So, you know, when we flew, we only signed like our annual salary is only like $42,000 US. When I met one of the HRs, and then she said, "This is your speech." I signed, surprised when you're a doctor.
Okay.
Katulti ni Sir Perla, nagamit yun na ako, kaya na doktor man ko. So, maora na ako ma-share memory with
Well, pagsuod na ako sa Cebu Normal, nag-learn ang mga sciences ng mga teachers, especially sa among science department. Lupigan ang chemical bonding. So, many memories nga. Dili dyan ako makalimtan. And funny memories ang akong mga kauban. Grateful. It was kay science lagi mi na ay estudyante na mo nga bitin, Ma'am Nancy, I think you told the student to bring it to me. Inigun sa una na kong bitin. So, I went Dr. Araneta and gave it to him. And then, after a few minutes, nakabuhi ang bitin and we were all crazy. Nagkayamukat ang amuang office. That was one of the funniest moments nga. Hindi na ko makalimtan because we all help work together to solve the problem. So even if dili na academic, bright gihapon mangsulbad og problema ang mga taga CNU. And also sa CNU ko naka-experience pud og real public service, because public service is one of those that I really wanted to do. And dito ra ko naka-serve lipay kay ko sa nga tanan nga naka-serve ko sa election. Basta there are so many memories. Cannot mention all of them because ingon si Sir Raul 1 minute ra. So that's it. Thank you, CNU and CNU staff, CNU faculty. Thank you very much for the memories. Ma'am Vivette, partner, hi.
Yes.
Thank
Yeah.
you, Ma'am
Can I have my go now?
Go ahead, Ma'am Beth.
Can I have my go? I miss a lot of things at CNU. So especially sa banding namo sa mga teachers diha sa science, like Ma'am Fides, who was my partner in the different activities, and also Ma'am Tats, who was my partner also with this big thing that happens in Cebu Normal University. So the thing that I did not miss, I really miss a lot in Cebu Normal University was I really stayed at night time, late night, just to come up with the scheduling. I know Ma'am Tat to know this one because we always got together for the scheduling, and together with that, some other teachers, also Ma'am Cabalquinto at first, I was with them, and then Ma'am Bachinela and some other teachers. So we really stayed at night just to do the scheduling. And aside from that, I remember one thing, to be a coach of the different dances, and I need to stay at late at night time. So this is the best thing that I have at Cebu Normal University. And then not only the knowledge that they have given to me, of course, I grow up in there, professionally grow a lot of things, especially this time. It was really stressful to be here in other countries because I never dreamed about teaching here in Australia. And then the stress that I have here, I just look into what I have done at Cebu Normal University. Cebu Normal University holds me a lot how to cope up stress here. Yeah, it's something like they push me up. So I really always think about it. What are the things that I have learned in there, just to keep me kicking here with the students, which are really very much different. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I remember, Ma'am Beth, diba, we were coaching the dance balabas, we coached you coach the when we have kanang bitang intramurals, like all the teachers actually become coaches. And then they have different other assignments, like for example, sila baron ang in charge sa cultural, like at CNU, you don't just teach, you actually participate in practically, holistically, every single activity that we provide for the students para sila, like sa CNU lahir, so right?
That thing actually develops me like being flexible, especially here in teaching here. So I have to be flexible. My task here is quite different. And then I'm teaching math. I don't think I will really survive but then I survive because there is this CNU how to be flexible and how to cope up stress and how to cope up everything. So I was with, if I can remember right, I was with as a curator, assistant curator, then I was with the community, so everything's coordinator extension. So I was with anybody else. So just like here, so I have to be flexible. And because of that, CNU really give me much strength. I really need CNU for that matter.
That's true. That's kudos, Ma'am. That's good.
Beth?
Yeah.
Ma'am Beth, saan ka sa Australia dati?
I am at Chumut, New South Wales. Yeah, Sydney.
And you teach math, ma'am? Wow.
Math, science. Hard. Yeah. So I have 2 English now, year 11. Imagine. You go, oh, what the heck.
I remember you contacted me, right? Yes.
Yeah.
Beth can do those. She's really good. She can do all those.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
And then one of my students say, they clap at me, maybe go, why happening? You are magnificent. Anyway, yeah.
I think we now will hear from Sir.
Hello again, everyone. Can you hear me? Hi, Mom.
Yeah, we can hear you.
Hi, everyone. Yeah, so if you ask me, there are a lot of memories I have with you. Yes, that's normal. That's what we call genetics. But anyway, to start with, I have a very good start with Cebu Normal. When I joined Cebu Normal, actually there were 12 of us, new teachers together. We have Ma'am Nympha Vestida, Ma'am Gina Mantua, Sir John Zabala, Miss Candy, and all of this are actually together, when we started with Cebu Normal University. So we have actually a big crowd of new teachers that we really had fun together, starting with Cebu Normals, because we are like classmates, we're like college, joining Cebu Normal together. So that's one good thing about my diploma for education, which actually really helped me to create actually a certificate license for education, but I'm a accountant, right, by profession. So, normal actually makes my life balanced, because kids that we are working with, the teachers, the staff, everybody actually are very, very helpful. Everybody are there for you. The support group is so high that you will not really forget normal, even, wherever you go. Actually, because of the fourfold that we had at Cebu Normal, I really did able to use it actually, most especially in research. I think you're aware that like almost every summer I do research in the university here in the USA. It really helped me a lot because I learned a lot of research from Cebu Normal extension program that we have, and then we were the batch also who started with the BS Physics and the BS Chem. So all of this actually made possible because of the support, because Cebu Normal have trusted and have given us this opportunity. So a lot of things is molded me. What really molded me are all these great things that Cebu Normal actually has bestowed upon me, and I'm really grateful about that. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Sir Hill. That was
Sir Hill. Now you got Mom Pops.
Am I next? I don't think I have a choice, but hi everybody. First and foremost, I truly appreciate being here, being able to be given this chance to speak. Really, appreciate that about Cebu Normal. Not only aims for academic excellence, but I think what Cebu Normal also valued so much is to maintain the culture. We always appreciate our Filipino culture that sometimes, we sometimes ignore it. But now that I'm away from the Philippines, I become to appreciate more what we had, particularly in Cebu Normal, how we value culture. And what I would say also, like Cebu Normal really kind of becomes my second family. I don't think we just focus more only on academics, but I also would say that we really value family so much that we kind of like extend it to our work family. And so, this has been strengthened through, I think one of you mentioned about culture, going to our outreach programs. I think this is one of the ways that strengthened our relationship with each other. It's not just like a professional relationship. I would even say like it goes beyond that. Like it's otherwise, I don't think any one of you would come to this at this very moment, at this very platform right now talking, if it hasn't really impacted us in so many different ways. I would like to point out like the camaraderie among the teachers. I mean, like we don't really interact every day, but we see each other in the hallway, like in different meetings and all that. But we really see that there's that camaraderie and that respect and trust with each other. Things that I would really take away from Cebu Normal is how we valued education. Ever since I was here in the US and in the high school, and my students are actually immigrants from all over the world, but I would say that there in the Philippines really valued so much education. Like it's, when you achieve something, we really are very proud of it. And I mean, like I didn't improve only myself in terms of professionally, but I also improved myself as a human being, as a person. And I actually would beg to disagree with what Ms. Fides said about it's just like the science department. Come on, like all the College of Arts and Sciences have bonded so much that we've become like a whole big family. And I'm sure you would reconsider that. Like it's the science department, the math department, like even with the CTE department.
Yes, I stand corrected, Pops. I stand corrected because I have really good bonding with you and others too. Thank you for the correction.
Yeah, I mean, like it just goes to say that. Yeah, I mean, like it's not just we're in the College of Arts and Sciences, but we have also bonded with the College of Teacher Ed. Cebu Normal really prepared me for how to deal, like being in a new country, being in a new culture, being with people like different from us, prepared me. I would also say like college really also prepared me. So I could very well remember the things that I've learned from Cebu Normal. So I'm very appreciative, so happy to be here. Thank you so much for being a part of my life, to all of you. I truly appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Simpson. I guess I'm the last one to share.
Yes, Sir Raul, you're the last one to share.
There's tons of memories back in the days at CNU. Aside from the uptick of the population of the PE majors enrolling at CNU, for almost 15 years I've been working in the university. I remember the days when I ran the 4-day intramurals, activating all people in the university, plus the happiness and intrigues alongside with it. And then I also remember assisting Dr. Velasquez usually when she asked me to help in searching for candidates for beauty pageants, our team to the athletic meets. I also remember the day when we had the new university uniform. So my way of introducing the uniform was modeling them in the social hall with kids from kindergarten up to college. I have fond memories of my teaching stint in the integrated laboratory school as a student mentor of my physical education majors. I do have good memories running the Office of Student Affairs for 2 years. And also, I'm a teacher in the graduate school program. And I love doing or listening to thesis proposals and oral defenses. Remember the many trainings, free trainings, courtesy of the university coffers every year. Of course, I also miss many events that the Faculty Association had conducted, like our educational tours here and there, right? The LET review. And when there is a gathering after the academic council meeting or the administrative council meeting, I always look forward to eating the prepared food of Dr. Lopez. Oh my God. And one thing that really sticks in my mind is when I was assigned to do the scheduling for the College of Teacher Ed, when afterwards you get a lot of complaints. Anyway, we're on the same boat, Mama Bakita. And most of all, the one thing I cannot forget while at CNU is the yearly conduct of college entrance interview. Nga purte sadyaa, no? It's so much fun at CNU. CNU has made me somebody. And to cap my memories of CNU, last 2011, I got a Service and Honor Award. Thank you, CNU. Daghang salamat.
Awesome, Sir Raul. Yes, Ma'am Nancy who hasn't shared. So, Ma'am Nancy, you take the floor.
Yes, I'm here. Good morning, everyone. Okay, I have great memories, the College of Arts and Sciences, because there were so warm and very jolly, especially Dr. Piserla. I have fond memories with Dr. Piserla and Dr. Gina Lopez, Pops Fernandez, Perez and all. I had the twins. I was with Dr. Lopez, Gina Lopez, in one of the malls because the next day was Teacher's Day. So we bought something there and I left my twins with Mr. Piserla, and the twins keep crying. The Sir Piserla said, "Stop crying. If you don't stop, I'm gonna kill you." And then the twins were like, they cried and cried and cried until we arrived. So the twins said, "Mom, we were so scared." So hadlo ka sila ni Sir Piserla. And the next day, di na sila makato sa office. And as a teacher in Cebu Normal University, I would like to say I am very, very thankful because I was able to be part of very, very great teachers, competent teachers. And there is teamwork, there is collaboration that I cannot forget, that like prepared me to be one of the teachers, like a little successful in the US. And also for me, Cebu Normal University is a home for successful educators, a home for top-notchers, and it offers high quality education that prepares students to be globally competent. That is what I cannot forget. CNU is already in the map. All our graduates, all our teachers are in demand. And also the nurses are also in demand because of our qualities as the Filipino and always committed to the job.
Amen. Yeah,
Our
Ma'am
last
Jean.
sharer.
Okay, we see you, Ma'am Jean.
Now we see the beautiful Lopez.
Hello, Dr.
I
L.
mean, what I learned from
Introduce yourself first.
university, one is tenacity. That tenacity thing put me through here for 15 years. I cannot thank CNU enough because without it, I would succumb to pressure. Then I would leave and go back home. That was my first feeling when I got here. First few months, I wanted to go back home, but I remember that I'm made of a different stuff.
Amen.
If I can survive in CNU, I can survive anywhere.
Wow.
Because CNU is just an institution where the faculty is just superb. 99% have doctorate degrees. Me, my colleagues here, I'm the only one who has a doctorate degree. So why would I be intimidated?
Right.
I was not even intimidated in Cebu Normal University, right?
Thumbs up.
Dean, you were Dean, Jen.
Amen.
Yeah, I was. I remember.
You were Dean.
Yes, I was. I wish I was a good one.
Yes, you were. Definitely.
Oh, thank you for that.
Amen. Amen.
And we were not intimidated even by other colleges, right? No offense to other colleges here.
So what
But
I learned from this sharing?
What I learned from this sharing, you know what? I was not surprised when people from Cebu Normal University survived anywhere in the world. I was not surprised. When I heard that Mr. So-and-so, Miss So-and-so went to Arizona, New Mexico, Maryland, whichever part in the US, I know once you come from Cebu Normal, you can survive. Because one case in point, when my student saw me here, one time, I don't know if you remember Josette Dixon. She was former Josette Barakia. Yeah, you remember her?
Yeah, yes.
Yeah. I was in the train station and somebody screamed from the other end of the train, Ma'am Gina! And I thought, oh my God, this is New York City. Where in the world that someone knows me here? And my colleague said, who's calling you? I said, oh, that's my student. So when we spoke about an hour, she said, you know what, Mom? That's why I survived here, because I came from Cebu Normal. I said, oh, yeah, really? Yeah. And she said, without the training of Cebu Normal, without the rigidity of, being a practicumer, and she mentioned names. I know the people that she mentioned. I said, yeah, they were tough on you. Yeah, they were tough, but I really learned a lot from them. And here I am teaching in a prestigious high school. She's teaching in Mark Twain High School, which is a performing middle school in New York City. And she is really there. I mean, the strategies that she brought in, that compassion that she thinks always about the kids, about colleagues, and the sir, the ma'am, and what you shared that's yesterday. Give the chair. It doesn't matter here.
Yes.
You are just called first name basis.
Oh yes.
Yeah.
All right. Around this time, I think we need to cut the conversation because we still have to do the second round. So there will be more interpolation, sharing of ideas and experiences with regards to number 2 question. So just to get something out of our discussion, I would say go global, study at Cebu Normal. Okay, Mantats.
Yes.
We'll proceed to the second part.
Yes, that's correct, Sir Raul. So in this second section, do like a piggybacking style. Make sure that you wait a bit, give it a second or two for the speaker to maybe like take a pause, and then go right away and say what you want to say. So that sounds like a song. Say what you want to say. Okay. So our second question is, what makes you thrive, lead, and serve during this new normal? We are not digital natives. We are somehow way beyond middle age. So we are probably having trouble, but let's hear your experiences on that.
So in other words, as an educator, they're going to share their experiences as regards remote learning, virtual learning, distance learning, and the best practices that you're utilizing during this crisis.
That's correct. Maybe we'll start with Ma'am Len, because we know for a fact that Ma'am Elena is an IT graduate. Was it not so hard for you, Miss Len, to remote classes?
Actually, it was right now, I'm not doing Zoom like real-time classes. Just record my videos because I teach programming, and programming has a lot of exercises. They can't really do their exercises sa ilang computers, which is good for me. I don't have to do it. So it's not real-time. The thing is, you just have to make sure that they are doing it because in my experience, I had my classes like face-to-face classroom. What they do in my class is they play lang nila ang videos sa ilahang other class and then they just minimize it while listening to my class. So I think nga, kaning mga estudyante have same ra gini buhaton sa ako. What I do is I do a lot of activities. I do a lot of homeworks, assignments, which is every other week. Yes, sir?
Len, may I ask you a question? What other platforms do you use when you do remote learn? I mean, you're doing the remote learning thing.
Yeah, the good thing with our universities here is they have a really good system. Everything, our videos to learn how to word and edit, and then we just upload it to our systems. Very easy. The problem here is just the language barrier. So, more the problem. Once you get through the language barrier, easy na kayo.
Yeah.
You're from Australia. What can you share about remote learning from your end?
I actually using Google Classroom. We have also Education Perfect for the math, and there is Google Sheets that we are going to do. And so everything there will be in planned, and they are given right time to when to submit. And then what I did is check whether the students are online and if they turn in, and we are going to how. But this time we are back to normal face-to-face.
Sir Raul, I go next because I'm traveling. In my case, like Elena, I pre-record my lessons, and also because I use Google Classroom, I put everything in Google Classroom, and I use Google Slides. In my slides, I also insert videos, and I also have Edpuzzle where you could use a video and you cut somewhere where you want to ask the students questions and they answer, and that would be graded right away by Edpuzzle. And then I have also used quizzes.com for whatever quiz I want to ask from them, and it is also graded automatically by quizzes. And in my Google Slides, I use Pear Deck because it is interactive. So in Pear Deck, I would have questions and the students would answer, and it can be an activity also. I used also some videos as my lab. It's like doing lab, but I'm just utilizing video so that they can still do labs. And also any of the slides that I have, I link Google Documents, Google Sheets, everything that I need from the students. I provide it, putting in the Google Docs, linking everything to whatever. And I had to learn a lot technology, including the one where I had to write. It's not Jamboard, but it's similar to Jamboard. No. I did not use Flipgrid, although it's also nice. But I used it's like a tablet where I would write. My camera would be on that. Yeah, it's hardware. It's not the software. There's a software in it, but it looks like a tablet where and explain at the same time to my student answers to the questions that the difficult part is when we are in class, when we're with them face to face, anything that we have in our mind, we can just like say to them, we get through all the questions that they have because we're face to face with them. But when you prepare your lessons, your presentations, you have to think about what possible questions they have so that you can put it in, you can integrate it in all of your presentations. So it took more time for me to get things done, but thanks to being a CNU, I am not an education graduate. I am a chemical engineer. So I've learned a lot about education with my master's and degree with University of the Philippines. Also helped knowing education classes was a very big help, and it was CNU that encouraged me to really pursue my doctorate program. Helped me a lot. And Dr. Dayagdil, I still need to get a cap from you because that was the start of my doctorate program. I need to get that back so that I could finish it. I'm done with everything except for the strategies that I have learned from my colleagues there in CNU. Helped me a lot here too. So yeah, I have to learn a lot of technology. Though we know some, but a lot more was very helpful.
All right, thank you, Dr. Fides. Anybody else from Maryland who can share or add more to the information as regards distance learning?
Okay.
Yes, Dr. Bachinella?
Yes. So my experience now is quite different because I'm not really actually teaching. I'm the math lead right now. Other than that, I also do like scheduling since I left CNU.
I remember.
I know. Taga magyaw-yaw na ko, Ana. So, almost every first day of school, muhilak jud ko about, well, anyway, those things that I did at CNU, scheduling, preparing reports, evaluation, really helped me a lot pag-abot din is because like when we started, especially with the implementation of the curriculum in line with Common Core, they focus more on conceptual understanding, procedure, as opposed to like direct teaching lang. I didn't really have much experienced any difficulty in the transition part because I'm already used to that when we were still at CNU. Kay mao gyud na credits to Dr. Cabalquinto, Dr. Velasquez, Dr. Savillon, for making conceptual understanding, and Ma'am Eta Soledad. Okay, so during the COVID-19, it was so abrupt for us nga everybody was not prepared for it without anything. And so it left us with so much uncertainty that especially during the first part, closest school, fast forward ang among spring break, so I was so left in this four walls sa balay. And so the first thing when the virtual school opened, the first thing that was really emphasized in our community was reconnecting with our colleagues, staying with the families. So during the first 2 weeks, we were more of communication, families calling parents, checking on our students, how they are. So that was really the first thing that was emphasized when we came back after the 2 weeks nga quote-unquote spring break. And then after that, there was also like the next step was, okay, once nakasettle na everybody was like more or less already checked into like the instructional part. So we had a Google Classroom. Most of us learned how to use the Google Classroom, organize our tasks for the students. And other than the Google Classroom, for the lower grade levels, they made use of the Class Dojo because it was more easier for them. And then families already used to the Class Dojo. Because we are a PBIS school and we have used the Class Dojo even like for the past 3 years already to communicate with parents, and so that they would know how the students are doing in school. So like behavior-wise, academic-wise.
Dr. Bachinello, let me just cut in.
Yes.
Yeah, let me just cut in so the CNU people would know what PBIS stand for. It is Positive Behavioral Interventions and Supports. This is a school-wide program established to create a positive school climate in which students learn and grow. And there are several activities. It could be monthly, semestral, or annually. So it depends on how the school climate creates the program. Okay, over to you, Dr. Paha. Do you have something to add?
I was here in 2017,
All right.
and in my 12 years, I was only assigned 2 years in the classroom. Then they put as a master scheduler of the school, and then eventually end up to being a data coach in the school. So most of the time I was not in the classroom, mingle with the administrators at the same time. And so that's also my way of looking some other to teach in the classroom. So I up in the community college. The department head there loved me very much until now, and we are very good friends. And we collaborate and we wrote a math book with the Educo International. So I will answer the question about the difference between the real normal and the new normal. There's no difference because I'm teaching in the classroom in college. There's no difference because the book and the publisher, Educo International, is offering online mod where we wrote the book. So we had a hard copy of the book, and then we discussed that as a manual, as a guide for the students, and at the same time, all the assignments, homework, quizzes, and all the tests are online. And so the only difference is from the real normal and the new normal is the face-to-face and the virtual classroom. So as to answer about what are the different platforms we are using, mainly we use Blackboard Collaborate. There in Blackboard Collaborate, just like Zoom, just like Google Meets, we interact. So that's the only difference, because after we discuss, I expose the lesson and I assign them the assignments online through the platform. So, Ma'am Debs and Ma'am Nai, if you have something, want to think outside the box to link internationally, you can. This is the promotion.
That's a great offer there.
Educo International,
Wow.
India-based company. I am an author, contributor, and they assigned an evaluator of the books. And then he told me that anybody, Dr. Sharma, he told me that anybody in the Philippines school system that want to, because this is a very good opportunity for writing collaboration of the book. Because the book that we wrote is exclusive for those who will be accessing the code online. That's a nice thing to do. Thank you po. Yun lang po.
Definitely, that was nice.
We will think about that, Rico. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Paha. Let's
You're
hear
welcome.
if Dr. Lopez or Mom Tats from the side of Canada.
Oh, okay. So in my case, ours is very structured and systemic. So we have always had blended learning at the university, and we go to a portal. We call it the Moodle. And in the Moodle, all teachers can input their exams. So they have a choice of different types of exams that they will write, or either a quiz. So when classes were somehow recited and delivered remotely, it was not a very difficult transition for us because we already were quite blended. You cannot teach class here, especially for University 1 and University 2, if you do not have a platform where students can actually be introduced to a media, like technology and media has to be included. When they get to third year and fourth year, you can actually just have full lecture, right? So each student can go and choose a faculty. So here, the University of Manitoba, what they do is if you're first year, you go and enroll as a University 1 and University 2. When your GPA is acceptable, you apply for a faculty. So we have Faculty of Art, Faculty of Theater, Faculty of Chemistry, Faculty of Ecology, Faculty of Social Sciences. We have Faculty of Speech and Language Therapy, Faculty of International Languages, Social Studies, etc., etc. So many different faculty they can choose. And then they go there as a third year, fourth year student, ready for pre-masters. So when you take your college there. So I think when I came, I realized that there were a lot of things that I needed to understand, but with the help of the platform, which is the Moodle, it did not necessarily make very difficult for me to transition. We have training before classes can begin. If there are problems with, especially before, we had smart boards, and now we have flip grid charts, but we are told to always use the portal. So we have student advisors for students who don't know how to use the portal to take care of helping them how, right? So I think the only difference is similar to what Sir Rico said. The difference between the old normal and the new normal is the fact that you are not virtually, but the fact that you are actually just virtually present, right? You know, some students, like here, if we have an exam and I'm invigilating them, I'm not allowed to show their faces. So when I'm recording, like now we are being recorded in Canada, they will tell you that is not legal. We cannot just take a recording of anyone without their permission. So if I don't like to have my face seen when the recording happens, I turn off my video. So before I record a class, because we have students that cannot come now, that the times are asynchronous, right? I say, okay, right now I'm recording, I'm starting the lecture, so I will upload my PowerPoint, and right now I'll start recording, and then you will hear a prompt that will say, this meeting is recorded. And then suddenly they all will turn their video off, and you're the only face that's actually seen, right? And then that's recorded into the cloud, and then the cloud is sent to the student. It will stay for 2 weeks so they can review, but we don't pre-record like Elena. We don't pre-record. We only record while we are giving the on synchronous classes. So I have learned a lot of platforms. Like there's this Padlet, which I told Mom Fides, right? If I want my students to type their answers and they don't need to use the chat function in Zoom, I open that, I send them the link, and they open. When they type their answers, it will show on the screen, right? Or you can use, there's this thing called Mentimeter. Like if you go www.mentimeter.com and then you register, you notice that you can actually create a poll. Like you have a question, and then your student, like for example, like say when was, okay, who can tell me where Shakespeare was born? And then they all just type in, and then you can see who was the fastest to type, who has the right answer, and then it will filter the ones that are correctly spelled. Those are some of the things that have changed from our old way, because we usually just meet them, and our class is 4-hour block, Raul, or if you prefer to do a 2-hour block, so you meet them Tuesday and Thursday, or if you want 4-hour block, you only meet the student once and you can see them for 4 hours. And I like 4 hours because, you know, if you're teaching literature, you don't want to just start right away and then end. 4 hours is awesome for me, so I like the 4-hour block. But for most teachers, like chemistry, math, they like the 2-hour block. Now, all classes are synchronous.
Thank you, Dr. Nalam. I guess some New York teachers also share the same observation, and I would like to hear it from Dr. Lopez.
Yeah, I would just like to piggyback on what Tat said about the spelling challenge. Even here, Tats, the kids are really poor in spelling, and I don't know why. Maybe because in basic grades, they didn't emphasize it much. And I serve kids who are over age and under credit. So my kids are basically the college kids that we have in CNU from ages 18 to 21. And these kids have all the issues in the world: incarceration, pregnancy, work, brushes with the law,
family problems,
petty crimes. They are all in one school. And we serve the kids who also were kicked out from other schools for different reasons. So our challenge actually is to encourage the kids to come regularly. So our challenge is to really put these kids in one classroom. And if ever they show up, we have the apexlearning.com. I don't know if you're familiar of that site. Apex Learning, the school has to buy that, but it's a very good tool for independent learners. apexlearning.com, castlelearning.com. My classroom is fully equipped. I have 4 math books, the desktop. Then I have 1 card of computer. And I have a printer, I have a scanner, I have a smartboard, everything in one room. It's really a challenge. Spelling, the engagement, their focus. So even if we all have those technologies, I find it hard. But the thing about these kids though, once you emphasize in them that this is your last chance, they would acknowledge, and slowly and surely they will graduate. But my main challenge is actually not the teaching, because we know that already. My main challenge is to engage the kids, because it's really tough. Mine is a transfer school. We serve the at-risk student.
So you're a credit-giving institution, right? All right. Thank you, Dr. Lopez, for the sharing. Over to you, Dr. Singson. I'd like to ask a question as regards progress monitoring. Do you want to share something about progress monitoring? How you inform the parents about your students' learning on remote? Do you have any idea about it? Can you share? Or Dr. Yu?
Oh, Dr. Rosell, you saved the difficult question for me. Well, first of all, this will me pop. Monitoring progress. Like I think, like our school is very much invested in technology, like what Dr. Lopez has mentioned. You know, pretty much like our school here in New York City, we valued so much in terms of our students being exposed to several technologies. So we're very much equipped with that. So therefore, like the teachers also has to be in a way exposed to this technology as well. So in terms of monitoring progress, there's so many tools. Like someone mentioned about Google Classroom. It's been part of our system here to have the Google Classroom. We do have also, we use Jump Rope. It's like a grading system. It's in New York, I think New York City only. I'm not so sure which other schools are also using it. So that's how we monitor progress in terms of, like how students are. But we don't just utilize just one way. Like Google Classroom is another way. There are also other platforms that I'm using right now. Because there are free platforms because of this remote learning, a lot of, there's a lot of free tools there, or platforms there. Like I'm using Person Realize right now. It's not just math, but they also could also be a good tool for other disciplines like science and humanities. So that, like this different, like the Jump Rope that I'm talking to you about, it's not just shared with the students, but it's also shared with their parents. So parents also have access to it. So it's not just the students monitoring, but the parents themselves, they could also log in and they could see how their children are doing so far in each of the classes. And aside from that, like aside from academic monitoring, there's also our school is also kind of like, I think the school here in New York City are very much into the social emotional condition of our students. So that, like what you said, like the first 2 weeks when we started the pandemic, there's this push of like calling the parents, calling the students, like asking them how they are, and like even like calling them, like telling them like, hey, there's this financial support that you could avail of. There's this food bank that you can go to. So it's more of like emotional, social emotional stability of the parents, the students, as well as of course like the teachers too. But so far when it comes to progress monitoring, I think pretty much like it's already in place. So yeah, I think that's what I could share with all of you.
Pops, over to you, Dr. Yu. Can you share something about this? some remote learning
All right.
practices that you
Okay.
do?
For the information of everyone, I work as a special education teacher here with students with severe cognitive disability. We call it TRI program, or the Community Reference Instruction. Actually, it's just a glamorization of life skills program. So I deal with kids with Down syndrome, with autism, a Down syndrome with orthopedic issues, a Down syndrome with other health issues. So working with them during the distance learning is a huge challenge, whatever platforms I'm going to use. So not to mention that I'm not really that computer savvy, but thanks that there are a lot of webinars on this. I'm not really that good, but I'm coping with all those. At first, actually the base, we use the Google Classroom where we post the assignments, we announce everything. But because my kids have difficulty accessing technology without the help of the parents, so at the same time, I also use, email stuff. I have to email. So it's a lot of work, like, posting in the Google Classroom and then email at the same time. It's really difficult. And then at first I use pre-recorded lessons because I don't like to be dealing with a lot of problems, because we were told that once you see when you do live teaching and you see parents cursing, you hear parents cursing, you see parents, punishing their kids, you are already obliged to report to Child Protective Services. And that's difficult. So I did pre-recorded lessons through Screencastify and also Google Meet.
Okay.
But then later on, I changed this because the related service providers like the speech language pathologist, the adapted physical education teacher, the occupational therapist, the physical therapist were complaining about me because they said they could not join with me because I did not do the live teaching. So the last 3 weeks of the distance learning, so I shifted to Zoom live session. So but still other students cannot come in, because of the difficulty, because I have 16 kids, and then I think there were about 4 who have no technology. They were given Chromebook, but then they don't have access with the internet. So it's really a challenge. And then in terms of monitoring, Dr. Rosel, as special education, we are required to do progress reports online, Maryland IEP online, and it's also a difficult one because you cannot get 100% attendance of all these kids, and then it's kind of scary to tell, like the student is doing progress in, let's say, identifying the main idea, and then you don't have any basis at all. And then we were just only told that you have to be compassionate, you have to be understanding. That's how we are monitoring with the progress with our kids. And usually the ones that are monitored are their goals and objectives stipulated in the IEP or individualized education program. That's it. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Yo, for the information. I share the same view because in New York also, I happen to be of all learners. I'm with the kids with autism. So I share the same observation. We do Google Classroom, and when we do progress monitoring, we do the Google Meet grid so we can see everybody at one glance. We do it, from my end, we do collaborative teaching. So there are 3 of us gym teachers, phys ed teachers who will teach at the same time. In one session, but we chunk the period by 10 minutes. So I do Zumba, and the other one does the fitness, and the other one does the exercises. And then at the end of the activity, we do evaluation by Q&A online. So again, there's a virtual interaction between the teacher and the student at the same time. We see parents and their kids. In New York City, we're only allowed at least 1 live streaming. Does it daily. And then we have a good number of attendees.
Good for you, Raul, because in my school, if I had challenges during the actual face-to-face instruction, the more I have challenges right now. The remote learning is not working for us because I have 115 kids total. Just 15% is working. See, this remote learning is not working for them.
So we're thankful on our side because they're really working. for us,
Yeah.
especially phys ed. Huh? Of all? Yes.
Yeah.
Me,
Because
I
you don't
have
want them to do
submissions.
chatting, you know, anything happens.
I agree with Dr. Lopez. In core courses area, it's really a very small percentage of those students who are participating virtually. So, ang ginawa namin dito sa Prince George's public school system, ang fourth quarter grade namin is either just simple a P or an I. Yung mga nag-respond virtual classes because we cannot penalize those students and families because they are not accustomed to do the technology.
That's right.
That must be the very reason why. And so it's a P or an I, and they are given incentives if they receive a P because we average the grade for the final grade first, second, and third quarter. So if you got 60, for example, average third quarter, and you got a P fourth quarter, you will get an incentive point. So the average will go up. And then those who will have an I, when the normal comes back in, they have the opportunity to complete, especially those who were on the failing bracket, so that they can improve their grades. Because that's really is the situation. We cannot expect everybody to be on top of the challenge because they really are themselves challenged.
Okay, let me pose a question. This is with regard to the teaching staff already, or even the non-teaching staff, say the teaching assistants. Now, how are they holding up, and how are you holding up?
What do you mean by teaching? Is it the para-educators?
The teaching, the paraprofessionals. We call them teaching assistants from our end.
As far as I'm concerned, my para-educator is 75 years old, and I've been inviting him to join over with the Zoom session, and he's ignoring me. I don't know.
Oh my.
And you cannot force him.
Right.
How about Sir Pat? What's your observation?
So I'm just listening to you and already being mesmerized by the creativity of us Filipino teachers here in the foreign land. It really shows us how tenacious, as mentioned by Ma'am Lopez, and also how creative we are. Now in my field, I am teaching U.S. history right now, U.S. government. I've been through to all states. I think I have taught to all ethnic groups here in the United States. Because the first group of people I taught was the white Americans. I was teaching in Baltimore County Public Schools first. Then I went to PG County here. I'm dealing with more of the 90% of Black Americans. Then I went to Arizona, where I taught in a native reservation, the Native Americans, we call that Navajo, the Navajo Nation. The Navajo tribe are very good during World War II. And then I'm onto the Latinos. I deal with them, and they're here back in PG County right now in Maryland.
They're following you.
I'm teaching with the ISO. The ISO population here, the Latinos. That is what we're teaching right now, and teaching them with U.S. history and U.S. government. And so I think with this remote learning now, we are just like what Rico said a while ago. We are using this Google Classroom in our as our backup for all our teachings. Plus this Zoom visual video conferencing. Yes, but it's really challenging because with the way things are going on right now here. We have the pandemic, then we have the racial tensions right now. So we in the social studies department are really being targeted by our administration on how to deal this situation in our classroom. So being an Asian teaching U.S. history, we have to consider a lot of things in teaching to them to make sure that I am fair enough. And I agree with less is more is less. So if I want to be relevant, I have to focus on the current issues right now. So
the BLM.
Black Lives Matter.
BLM sa dire.
What about our lives?
The hot issue.
Gini is a very hot issue and a very critical.
A divisive one too.
It's a very touchy topic to take up.
It's very sensitive, no, Sir Pat?
Correct. That's true.
Even here in Korea,
so we have to present both sides. So our role as educator is to present both sides of the issue. We don't have to be caught as bias also. So there you are. So
I think Sir Hill is waiting on the edge. Sir Hill Baguio, are you still there?
Yes, I am
We would
still
like
here,
to hear
sir.
something from the person working with people behind bars.
Actually,
I'm sure you're not behind bars.
No, I'm
You
not
just
at
go
this
to the
point
bar.
in time.
Okay.
I'm still okay. And hopefully not. I get to enjoy my job, actually. I've been there for 14 years. It must be fun there. But, well, we are molded and we are created to be very flexible. And the good thing about it is that with this pandemic, actually, we have a very good system, actually. So the district itself is a very good system. So like Mom Arley, the Baltimore City teachers, we're using actually a Google, Blackboard collab. And the good thing about my kids are actually in one place, right? All of them are inside the jail. So in other words, I have 100% attendance in my class, in my virtual learning, actually. So I don't have problem with attendance. So what I did actually is that we send packets to the school. So we email our packets. And then since I'm a member of this group or the chemistry group that created materials and packets for high school chemistry classes, so I'm a little bit well versed about the materials. We send the materials to our secretary, and then they actually make a copy of these materials and they give it to our kids inside the jail. So they're actually grouped into pods. So they have like 5 pods, like A, B, C, D, and F pod. The F pod is actually the female. The A to D are the male. They're actually mixed, of African Americans, white, Latino, and thankfully there's no Asian. So it's a good mix. So what they do is that every day there's a specific pod that will go into the room where they are provided with computers and you interact with them. You're given a specific time of the day to talk with these kids. And it works very well because the materials are given to them ahead of time, a week before. So they have a chance to look at the materials over the weekend and they study the materials. So when they go into your class, all you have to do is help them do the simulation. If they have a problem with the simulations, help them actually, go over with the questions if they have any question. Generally, a lot of them are working, and it works well in our class because the materials that I gave them, it's familiar to them already because I keep on using that one in my classroom. So it's not foreign to them anymore. So they have also textbook provided with them, in their pods, everything is provided with them. So they can do research and everything because they have computers in jail. Outside their pods, they have specific computers that they can use, but they're being monitored, of course, by the CO. So they're doing really well in my, no problem with the virtual learning. Now, when it comes to the grades, so we have Infinite Campus where the parents actually can go straight into the system and look at the performance of their kids, how their kids are doing. On top of it, every week we have this parents-teacher communication log. We call parents, we inform them of the performance of their kids, we ask them about how their lives are going on, so we tell them also of any benefits or any agencies that they can reach out when they have problems with whatever areas it is. And so we do it on a weekly basis. So we submit a log, actually, sheet for that, where we actually put there everything that we did for specific, because we're given actually specific parents. So like, for example, me, if there are actually right now 70 inmates, juvenile inmates inside. So I'm given, for example, 10 out of 70. So I get to communicate with these 10 parents every week. So then tell them all the updates of what's going on in the school, the testing, the COVID testing inside, security of their kids, the safety and everything. So you have to tell it to the parents to feel them assured that the kids are doing well, And then you have to give them also idea of what is the running rate of their kids if they don't have any means of looking into the Infinite Campus. Those are things that we basically do, like the food bank and everything. So I think this works well with us because we contain our kids, and I happen to see them every time I need to see them because there's also a computer provided. Like, for example, if this is not their pod that will go down for teaching, they can actually access the computer and they will see actually the time slot. Mr. Baguio is available in this time for consultation. So they can actually log on and then they can talk to you, and then because you have to just let your computer on and then the CO will actually page you, Mr. Baguio, are you there? So if you are there, there is this student who needs your help and everything. So it works well with us because we have few kids, we contain them and we have a very good communication,
That's a very comprehensive information about your science.
Real, was the age rin sa imong mga bata, Israel?
What
Age range
age?
ng estudyante.
Oh,
Age range.
actually, mine is very unique. That's why I have classes where 3 different subjects. I have even classes that I have middle schoolers. I have physics and chemistry in one class together. So the age range there is between. I even have a youngest as young as 13 before. 13.
So this is a juvenile prison?
Yeah, these are juvenile offenders.
Okay.
Between 13 to 18. Once they turn 18, they were gonna go to the adult section now.
Okay.
You must be one of the members of the committee sa police brutality abolition. Okay? I want
No
to
comment
mention-
on that now, so we can talk about
Part of the police reform program.
No comment. No comment.
Yes, Hi, Ma'am. Yeah, we're getting so animated with our discussion, and we still have time, Dr. Isa.
I'm
2 hours
interested
already.
in asking Hill.
Yeah,
what
go ahead.
you to handle the juvenile group no for a long time? Wala lagi ka nag-change.
Dr. Isa, Ma'am Babes, I was very even surprised. When I arrived here, they personally handpicked me to teach the juvenile offenders. Then when I asked them, because I didn't really underwent a job fair, I hate to say it, at that point in time, I feel that, is this a privilege or is this So but my principal is very supportive. So I was the first Asian and the first Filipino to teach inside the jail. I enjoy working, seeing the change in their perspective, their paradigm when it comes to education. A lot of kids that gets into the jail don't have, when they're inside, it changes everything. When you see to them, when you show to them that, and model to them what is supposed to be an adult, because a lot of these kids don't have actually adult models, most especially male adult models, because most of them are product of broken family. You don't shout, you speak softly, you understand, you talk to them. It would change their lives. Just so overwhelming, how they appreciate you for who you are. And I think wherever you go in Baltimore City, you'll be dealing the same kind of students, actually. The only difference is that they're being caught, and I feel more secure inside because I don't have to go out and I don't have to see them out. And my cars might not, I might be harassed outside. So there's a lot of good things going on. Plus, most especially also the support coming from the school district, that really is your value, they recognize you. And that's the most important thing, I think. That's why I stay there. And thank you for that.
I heard you mention several bitaw from all of you in yung mga LMS. Inyo lang choice or ang school ba nag-subscribe or what?
The
For
school,
those using
most
the
of the
LMS
time.
school. Kaysa
School.
very man good, I thought nga it will be good for the university to really have an LMS nga ato ma-claim yun ba? It's not just the teachers lang o asa sila na LMS mangita. Although we're trying that the first time yet, getting with nga ni Kalitbang. So by the opening of first sem, kuha na siya, blended learning siya nga delivery. But trial pa man good. So ang teachers lang usa ang although it's guided by the school, kana may mga trainings. But I thought it's good na ang school nag-iya ka nga ma-claim. Yes.
We share the same platform because when we open, hopefully this September, we'll do blended learning in New York. However,
pero
ang
inyong platform ba, kamo na magpili na lang, kamo yung magtanaw?
No, it will be DOE based na. So, karon Google Classroom ang gigamit, but when we get back, ang DOE na may magkuan.
What do you mean by DOE?
Padagan ang NYC DOE,
Department of
Education. Yes.
Okay.
Unsa kuno ng LMS?
Learning Management System, kana inyong Google Classroom. I heard a
Platform.
lot.
So these are different platforms in teaching and learning actually. We have Microsoft Classroom Teams also at the same time. When we met
as the school.
provided by the school. Right,
Dili sa ang teachers lang on your own, dili.
No,
ma'am.
the school providing for all
Provided by the school. The school gives
Okay.
you an allowance. The school gives you an account. Like in my case, libro, na siya sa vitalsource.com, ma'am. So
with everybody worldwide nga scale.
Yeah.
Okay, ang Blackboard gani sa Virginia ni crash man gani. They have suspended their virtual learning for 1 week because they're using the Blackboard and it was crashed. So
glitches are inevitable.
That's the advantage of pre-recording also.
Yeah.
But recording or not recording, but pre-recording is advantageous in that case there. And also, in the case of yung pwede makita ang mga estudyante sa camera na to, yeah,
Correct.
that's advantageous also for pre-recorded lessons.
That's
Pero
correct.
ang interaction lang, they have to
Correct.
type, they have like they would like to.
Say.
Ang ako ang case, I would announce to them that when they enter, they don't use their cameras. Everything is just audio and written.
Here in NYC, we call that as asynchronous instruction.
Yes.
Pre-recorded
Yeah.
one, and live is actually synchronous.
Yes.
So that's
Yeah.
how we call it here.
That's
yeah,
how
it's
it-
the same meaning, but fancy terms.
Yes.
Live.
It sounds much
Ang
better.
Sa inyo, Manggod, you have been into that, no since. Pero kita sa normal, while people are familiar, first time siyang atong gamiton for instructional delivery, for remote instruction. So, ang utana lang nga ninyo, what more i-consider ba para siya
Okay.
matanaw-daan?
Kasi one thing i-concern, kana bitang students coming into the session, one thing I agree with Rico, there should be universal platform nga you will have to use university-wide. One good thing I see with Blackboard Collab, that you connect it with the enrollment, like registrar.
Yes.
They i-upload student list, so students will have to log in. And sometimes you can share the link, just like the Zoom, you can share the link. Yeah, anybody who has the link can come in. So one experience sa mga kauban using other platforms, when they insisted on using like Meet or Zoom, they see students like coming in using like sometimes mga vulgar names which are not appropriate. So ang nahitabo was we have to make sure that they use their names, otherwise i-threaten na mo nga you won't be considered or you won't get any point for participation. So what happened, I just found out nga sa Blackboard Collab, that can be minimized. The students will have to log in using the student portal from the district, so they will have to use their ID numbers and then the email.
Yeah, student ID number.
For the district.
And ang connection sa parents ana connected sa mo na nindot.
It will also address ang concern ni Sir Raul about progress monitoring, because everything gradebook will also be in Blackboard, and parents and students can monitor or check their progress anytime, already there attached. Pwede kang mag-construct ng test sa Blackboard. During the discussion, pwede mong i-post through Blackboard ang quiz mo, tapos sa answer nila, automatic nang i-check sa Blackboard, because you will provide the answer key, and then it will check automatically at the same time. Yeah. Maganda yun.
Thank you, Dr. Paha. I'd like to hear something from Dr. Singson, Ma'am Pops. Would you like to add to the conversation? Parang hilo man kadiha, parang na kay.
Put me on the spot again. No, it was so interesting to listen to all of you, like the sharing. I would just like to again piggyback Hill shared about, if you show the students like some compassion and they're really genuinely and authentically like concerned about like their learning, I think they would respond to you also beautifully. I would say that I'm just so lucky to have my students, like say like every time I would have a class, I always have like 80 or 85% of my students coming in. I would say also most of them, they love to be in the camera, so I'm also forced to be on camera as well, because like you have to join them so that they would also be like feel at home. You mentioned about, there was something about how we could make it as interesting as possible to our students, because I would agree with all of you, like it's really difficult to have all the students to be responding to this remote learning. So what I actually did immediately, because like my school is more of a project-based school, we don't really follow the curriculum that the DOE, I'm sure like Dr. Lopez knows this, I'm sure Dr. Russell knows this also.
We don't follow.
Flexibility is the name of the game.
Yeah, we have like flexibility in designing our own curriculum. So like I design my own curriculum and I make my own projects. So that would be very realistic to my students. So for example, when this pandemic started, I make use of the data, like actual data, for me to teach them about the different functions, quadratic, exponential functions. So all of those, I made it more realistic to them by seeing this actual data. So I don't know how much you do projects in your classroom, like having them learn the content through actual exploring, like through project, not just like a project done at the end of the unit, but it's something like, that they learn the content as they do the project. So that's basically what my school is doing all through these years that I've been with this school. But yeah, I mean, like I've heard a lot of things that really like you all shared. That's why I'm awed by it. That's why I'm keeping silent, Dr. Rizal, because I'm really awed by listening to all of you. That's what I could share. Like make it more realistic to the students. Make it maybe project based for them. Like because of that, like I was able to maintain my students' participation in class, like being there, still coming in, even if like everything else is going crazy around them with all this pandemic. But yeah, I mean, like I'm just so appreciative with the support also of my students. I think. Yeah. Thank you.
I also understand that all of us are giving extra work for the kids while at home. They are inundated by homeworks and classworks, right?
Yeah, and in addition, Dr. Isa, here in Prince George's County, for those students who have no access for technology or computer, and for those parents who refuse to do online learning or distance learning, so the district has come up with work packets to be picked up by parents, and because meal sites are available, I mean we're still serving kids with meals, so the work packets are placed in meal sites, so the parents could pick up these work packets. Just an additional information.
Yeah, what we did, so for people who don't have access to technology, what we did, our principal printed the projects, the essay guides, and our principal really saw to it to go to their homes and distribute the printed or the hard copy.
It's the principal, not the teacher, Jean?
Yes, it's the principal.
Some
Yeah,
are
by
paid out.
himself.
Yeah, or school pickup. They call us, and then it's a school pickup.
She brought it to their houses, then to the buildings, whatever. Then she pick it up, then she will scan it tomorrow, then for us to grade. That's how it works here.
Right.
In our case, the parents will just screenshot the work of the students and then send them to the teachers. No, like as much as possible, no like touching of papers or whatever coming from other people. So we're trying to minimize the contact. So,
yeah.
But they don't have the technology,
Depends on
Dr.
anything.
Bachinella. How would they send?
Well, we are not really looking into like the extent of understanding. It's more of letting them engage so that, you know, when they don't do anything, then we already are dealing with the learning loss, right? So it's just a matter of like keeping the muscles, the thinking muscles, the brain muscles to keep on working while we are still in this particular situation, so that when they come back, listen by personal experience, like if you've been out for school for a while, it's gonna be like mag-adjust ka, marag doon nag-gap bitaw. So I think this one like thing that the district is trying to avoid. Kana bang there should be some kind of continuity in the learning. So no matter what, whatever product they produce, it's accepted as long as they are still engaged in their learning. Because we're giving more emphasis on their social emotional, so making them feel that we're still here for them. So
I think the adjustment, especially on the side of social emotional learning, will be incorporated when we get back doing our blended learning, di ba, New York teachers?
Yes.
Yes, we'll be doing blended learning. So SEL is part of it.
One
Adjustments
question, Raul, one question. How are you received sa inyong mga districts, sa inyong schools? How are you regarded?
Oh
I
my God.
regard
You love Filipino teachers a lot.
They do.
I like
They do. We're increasing in numbers in my school alone. Yeah.
They love Filipino teachers.
No, my principal, Bian, the principal that I worked with when she hired us, she saw to it that all cultures are represented. She is really into diversity. Inclusivity and social relevance, and she is really into our welfare, and she is into topics about racism, sexism, and all the ism.
That's why we have the equity, right?
Opportunity employer.
So you did not have a hard time adjusting also?
No,
not really.
The hardest part is the kid to teacher interaction at first.
Yeah, because if I were the administrator of CNU Manggod, I would have stopped you from going. But anyway, that's also giving a chance to others, no?
Yes, ma'am.
We're out, so others had to come in. Yeah, so I just thought it's good to recollect those days and then make it part of the celebration. Labi pa nga, you were still around when we celebrated sa ato yung university. Those
Yes.
Yes,
No?
ma'am. And dito
Yeah, and
kaning
it's-
pangutanan, no? kanang about how are you received. Ni mas na sa karon sa issue karon is about the racism. On ilang harong issue ako kayo. Yeah, so gisulti ni Hill kanina, the reason why the young blacks are in jail is because of father absence. So sigara ma-prituhan to kay walay papa, why father absence. But the issue now is giingon sila America is racist by nature. That is their the contention right now. So ang akong giputi nila, the proof is kami ang kasulti ni sa US, nobody prevented us from coming here. Although na ay mga individual racism like di na mawa, any culture will do that, any race will do that. Ang contention karon is the systemic is.
Makakita ba mo diferensya between you sa work ethic and the locals?
Yes.
Ang diferensya.
So culture also plays a big role there.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Because we don't mind extending our time. Of course, it's good to have pay after that, but we don't expect it. It's just innate in us we don't mind the time as long as we work. Right. Yeah, it's all right. But since there is a pay, better.
The more it's
locals, when it's time, they're gone.
Yeah, going back to your question. You know, when we had that Exodus 2004, 2005,
that's the right term, Gina. Exodus.
Yeah, I had that little guilt actually. When I left, I had that little guilt because I enjoyed the scholarship in the UST, but I was scared before I left. So when I went to the UST, I was pondering, oh my God, the government was so kind to me since my college days until my graduate school. I had all this tuition paid by the government, and now I'm leaving. And when I realized almost everyone followed from 2000 2007. Oh my God! You know, I didn't show my guilt, but it wasn't me. I don't know with you guys.
Kano sa kanigikan, Jane? When was that?
2005.
I left 2004.
I left 2006.
Nagsunod lagi mo.
Ma'am Arlene, you left?
Maybe I was the last one.
I left 2006.
Ma'am Fides, 2006. So Rico, were you the?
Very bad.
07.
Not Rico.
I left 2014.
You know, agad
2014. What about you, Sir Pat? When did you leave CNU?
2005, July.
2005, and oh wow.
Kami ni Pati ay kita di Pat.
Wala Estudyante, you know what? Ang funny ato kay paingon nila nga kadto ka to sir ko kadto kay ko I want to see the actual experience of democracy in the United States.
Gina, naka-feel sad ko og gamay nga guilt kay kani atong pagka-nationalistic ba. Pero namawi ko kay nang webinar mga kanang education students also nga padong nasad pagka-maestra ba ko aron pawawa gamay sa guilt.
Ako na apil kong balik turo kanang every summer bitaw na may
scientist, no? Kanang scientist, Jen.
Unya, nagpa-float man sad ta sa economy sa Philippines kay magpadala man sad ta dito.
Correct.
Promote Philippine economy.
Mao nang kadag yun nako uli no muanha gyud ko normal di gyud mo sipiat no.
Pareha gyud ta.
Muanha gyud ko makikita ko from the president to nung Eli.
Siguro alang nga ang gwardiya na kailan nimo karon pasudlon ka.
Uy, di gyud ko malimot ni Martin ngano katong pagpanganak nako type AB man akong blood. Unya C-section baya ko. Unya kaning si Sir Angel nagsuroy-suroy ko no. Unya kanang mga maayong lawas nga mga estudyante ingnon ko niya nga AB ka ingon dayon ko no estudyante. Sir, education ko best thing. AB ba yung blood type?
Agjoy na lang.
Guys, si Dr. Lopez manganak nang inahanglan kong dugo. Ito si Martin Centina gyud ang nag-donate og dugo.
Manjin. Inom-nom lang ko. Gi-enter tong teacher dire ba dito sa hospital ingon siya. Are you nursing siya? No, I'm a teacher. Nagpatutoy ba ko no siya kay nanganak man siya dito. No, I'm a teacher. Ay, okay. So, Dr. Iso, Ma'am Edith, Lord?
Anas Edith? It's Edith, patigugan.
She's in her iPhone. Ma'am Edith?
Say hi, ma'am. Mama Vic, kumusta naman ka, Mama Vic? Hello, ma'am. Hi. So nice. Go, Ma'am Edith. You want to share? Say hi and tell us about your life experiences as an educator. Hi, Mama Vic. Yeah, we can hear them now.
Hi, kumusta?
Hi,
everyone? Hi, Vic. Rachel. Hi, Sir Hill.
Hello.
Na, yan. Nanigawas si Sister Arthur.
Dara, kani mo
Sir.
yung
Nilusot na.
Hello. Kumusta tanan? Hello, pare ko.
Mayo.
Mayo, ma'am.
nindot kay mga
Bitaw,
smiles
ikaw,
ninyong tanan.
Yeah, we actually spend quite like a long time discussing, which is awesome. Kay warm kaayo ang mga ideas mga tao tanan, no. It's like wala ta nagbuwag ba. There's no awkward moment, no dull moment. Kay mga taga CNU gyud kaayo, very alive and engaging.
So it's like the old days, right?
Yes, just like the old days.
I'm sorry for coming in late. We just had our prayer meeting virtual.
Oh,
Sorry.
Good,
It's
ma'am.
okay, Ma'am Vic. Better.
So at this juncture, Ma'am Tats, are we gonna do individually our parting greetings and messages?
Yes,
for the
so at this
celebrations?
point,
Okay.
we are, first of all, we'd like to thank Ma'am Nyla, most especially Ma'am Vivian, Dr. Isok, for the initiation, like, the initiative to invite us all to participate in the 118th founding anniversary of CNU, our beloved CNU, right? So we thank everyone who were former faculty members and are still have very built-in loyalty. Si Sir Raul, yun ana nagsuwat sa among script, built-in loyalty to our alma mater, di ba, Sir Raul? And then we are, of course, going to say your parting messages to CNU and the CNU family in connection with the celebration of the 118th founding anniversary. So
Yes.
maybe we can do the same thing, Sir Raul knows.
Maybe we just call the name out. And
Okay,
then
yes,
they
Sir Raul,
say
you call
their
them out.
greeting,
Oh, that's
okay?
good. Yep.
Can we start with Dr. Bachinella?
Alphabetical order, A and B. So, first of all, I would like to congratulate everyone at CNU for keeping the name of the university still going strong and stronger each year. I see a lot of accomplishments, and then not only locally, regionally, but nationwide, and looks like it's going international. So kudos to the management, to Dr. Dayagbil, and to everybody, and hope to see you all. Please stay safe, stay strong, and God bless you all.
Okay, thank you. And Dr. Nalam?
Thank you, Sir Raul. So from what I've heard after the sharing, I have realized that we all exude excellence. And I think CNU will be very proud of each one of us. We have become exemplifications of what CNU stands for, which is excellence. So I think we manifest excellence indeed as a habit and not just as an act. And I think CNU will be proud. And I myself, I feel very nostalgic. Dugaya na kaayong magkita sa mga tao, right? So I'd like to thank CNU for having exemplified to us, as I said, all her constituents, the students, the faculty, kita tanan, our stakeholders, the real essence of what brilliance is and significance to community and excellence. I will remain proud as a Normalite, and kudos to the CNU family. Cheers to more years, 250 more years and plus. And right now I say happy 118th anniversary.
Dr. Paha.
I agree with everything Dr. Bachinella and Dr. Nalam said. Excellence is in the blood because we are from CNU. Thank you very much, CNU, and congratulations for 118th year celebration. Mabuhay ang CNU.
Sir Pat, are you still there?
I'd like to greet happy 118th founding anniversary to our beloved Cebu Normal University. I would like to tell you, everyone there, take note that education is our best defense. And Cebu Normal University is in the helm on this and still growing and it's still going strong. So keep up this spirit, and we hope one day we will be able to visit you in person. But as of now, I'll just say thank you for all the good things, good memories I had seeing you, and congratulations once again.
For you, please.
All right. So what I could say is that I'd like to thank Normal University for giving me the opportunity to be a part of our family. So forever, I will be proud to be at Cebu Normal University, not only as a professor or a teacher, but also as an alumnus. Happy 118th.
And over to you, Dr. Ibanez.
Okay, I would like to say thank you to CNU for what I am right now. Whatever success I have over here, owe it to being a CNU educator. And congratulations congratulations to CNU for its 118th year of service to the students and faculty.
Thank you, Dr. Fides. Dr. Abakita.
Yeah, I'm here. So I would like to say thank you to the CNU and CNU family and giving me a chance to talk with you guys. It's really lovely to see you again for this time. Yeah, I really miss it. And thank you, CNU. Go CNU, soar high, and do the best. And wishing you a lot of good educators to come. And what I am now, I'm really happy that I am part of it. I am a part of the CNU. Yeah. Thank you. Congratulations to all of us.
The scientist, biologist, warden par excellence, Sir Hill.
Well, thank you, Sir Russell. Thank you very much, CNU, the CNU family, for giving us this opportunity to gather together and to celebrate momentous event. Thank you to Ma'am Naila Beltran, and of course, to our lovely Ma'am Babe, Dr. Isok. Thank you very much for making this possible. And everything that I am right now, being an educator, being as a person, I owe it from Cebu Normal University. It's a great pleasure being a Normalite since I graduated my education from Cebu Normal University. And as a professor, I'm so proud to be of service locally from Cebu Normal now to the US. And I would like to congratulate everyone, CNU, 118th happy founding anniversary. And you may have more, years to come. Thank you very much, and we really appreciate these opportunities. Keep safe and get well.
Over to you, Dr. Simpson, Ma'am Pops.
I would like to give my warmest, my heartfelt thank you for making me who I am right now, the person that I am right now as a teacher. And I would also like to congratulate Cebu Normal University for the 118th anniversary. What I could only say is that continue what you're always a good thing that you do, and that is producing people who are not just best in the academe, but also best as holistically and as a person. Thank you again for this opportunity.
It's your turn, Dr. Lopez.
Hello, CNU. Happy founding anniversary. You are indeed a capability builder. And all those times that we were there, you built us up. People all over the world always remember CNU and what we got from there. Indeed, I'm happy to be part of this little presentation to you. And I'm happy that Naila, Kim, Vincent, Dr. Iso, Tats, and Dr. Rosel here are coordinating this. Okay, have fun in your founding anniversary.
Now it's your turn, Dr. Obihero.
Hi, good evening. First of all, I would like to greet CNU for its 118th founding anniversary. Congratulations. And I also would like to congratulate Dr. Isok, Dr. Dayagbil for being wonderful leaders of CNU. And I would also like to first express my joy of seeing you all in Zoom. And I hope this will not be the first. When I was a professor in CNU, I had the pleasure of teaching, and now I have the pride of being a graduate of being a professor of CNU. So congratulations to all of us and to CNU especially. Thank you and good evening, everyone.
And to you, Mr. and Mrs. Kiachon, are you over there? Exo Marivic.
Hi, good evening, everyone. Thank you so much for this opportunity. And I would like to say that we are once part of CNU. And congratulations to your 118th founding anniversary. Kudos to everyone. Thank you.
It's my turn. CNU, on your 108th founding anniversary, I could only say again to everybody, congratulations. If you want to go global, study at Cebu Normal.
That is correct.
And ladies and gentlemen, that ends our share.
Family interaction.
The family interaction. The family of Brainiacs.
Yes, thank you, Ma'am Naila, for bringing us together. Ma'am Naila, Ma'am Vivian.
DJ Kim, thank you.
Yes.
And Sir Vincent, thank you very much.
What will be the next time?
Celebrating this day, the 27th, it's my birthday too.
Yes.
Birthday to you. Happy birthday. Happy birthday.
Happy birthday, partner.
Thank you very much to all of you. Thank you very much for reliving your experiences here and then bringing back lived memories. They all add
Thank you
color
so
to
much,
the
Ma'am Iso.
celebration of the 118th Foundation Day. Thank you very much.
CNU rocks!
Oh, post a picture.
All right, everybody, smile. 1, 2, 3. All right.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Alam, magdungan ta tanan og click. Kay
Okay,
di ta
1,
magdungan
2,
og click
ready.
tanan di kini mahuman.
Sige, ready? 1, 2, 3,
go!
Nawa, oy.
Ay, nabilin.
Nausap pa ito, may nabilin. Balik.
When I say I love you, ha, you, I love you.